So I mentioned earlier that Pops, he was kind of doing this already. The neighborhood expression of care every day. Who
Yeah.
do you guys have any other helpers in your real life besides Pops? You know, I know we all look up to Pops, but like, who else do you know that you look up to, or specifically, let me pull out the book for a second. Who has helped you in your own time of crisis?
Yeah. That's why I use the "You Could Tend to the Garden You Could Touch" by Jack Corn or John Cornfield rather, because, or sorry, it's Jack Cornfield. But yeah, that's because, the people in my life, like there's lots of people that have helped me but never had a direct impact on my life. So the people that I want to be able to mention are people that directly, there's several people here in the chat, not to call them out on blast, but that have helped me in so many ways. Um, and all the ways you can think of, literally every physical the way that you could think of, like, with giving me love and compassion and giving me advice and giving me money if I need it, like everything, things that are really struggles and difficult for me to ask for help with, all of these things I talk with them about, and it allows me to lower my shame because there's nothing to be ashamed about if you're being truthful and being open and honest. And that's why the people that closest to me teach me is that you're not a product of your life is not happening to you, it's happening for you. It's an opportunity. So when people are trying to help you and you have an allergic reaction, to give you an opportunity to go like let it up and loose that up and be water. Flow
I'm gonna
like
do.
water.
I want to guess. There's a few people in the chat here that I'm gonna make a wild guess who helped you out.
Me, probably everyone.
Magical David,
David,
uh,
Oreo, Mark's
Oreo.
helped me out a lot. Anthony is a great guy. Jay,
And
everybody in the chat right here that I can think of. Everybody here is so kind, and they always have kind
RD,
words. Sam,
Organic Grow and Show.
RD, 100%. All these people. Some
Yep.
of these people I don't even consider my family, man. Waz is a great guy. Some of these people have, even you and Derek, you guys have had so much impact on my life because, it's not even what necessarily the one thing you could do for somebody that makes an impact on somebody's lives as much as just being there for somebody and watching them and helping them grow and growing with them. Because there's people, again, that try to drag you down on that roller coaster. So it's really nice whenever somebody's like pushing you up and you're help pushing them up in other ways because there's benefits that you can do. And that's the best thing you can help somebody out do. Just, hey man, let's go. Derek talked about this. Hey, what's going on, brother? How hope you're having a great day today. I know you're going through some stuff. I'm here if you want to talk or whatever. It's fucking the biggest impact that you can have in somebody's life for sure. Being
I
there for
wanna
them.
prevent Derek from talking a little bit longer and just say how great Derek is. Derek has
He's
probably
good at
been
that.
one of the number one people in our community who has he literally has touched every single person's life in the T crew. And I can't think of a single exception. And I see it. And I know I'm not speaking up or saying I'm noticing it all the time, but I know that you are helping everybody. You are the glue that holds this entire community together. You cross the barriers of other YouTube channels that you wouldn't think that you're there for everybody, Derek. And I love you, brother. And I want you to know that I care about you. And that's why I want you to be a part of this with us. You matter to
100%.
me, and you are one of my helpers.
Thank you. I love
It's
you
raw.
guys
It's
too. I
real.
really do. I mean, it's my helpers are everybody that I see showing me kindness and showing other people kindness, and that helps me like immensely. Not like, oh, what can I get from this person, anything like that. It's them being kind to each other, being kind to me, because
It's
kindness
true
doesn't have a
abundance.
cost. You can have $0, or you can have
Unconditional.
$1 million, and
Yeah,
it
dude.
costs nothing to be kind. You know, so you don't know someone. You might think someone's being an ass or whatever, but you don't know what they're going through. So
Don't take it
they might
personally.
be being an
Don't take it
ass, but that
personally.
doesn't mean reject them. You might be reach out and what's going on, and open the door. Until they close the door, you can keep trying, and then
Yeah.
maybe they'll open up to you and say, "Hey, I got this going on," and then you say, "Oh, well, I can listen, or if you want advice or whatever, but nothing that doesn't cost anything."
Right.
So, you know, it's it's really helpful to be helpful. That's one thing I
Absolutely.
like.
Oh,
Cheers.
thanks, Pacers.
Oh, and Pacers
That was
gave me
very
the
well
test.
said. Very well said, Derek.
I think I
And
have I have some things on my shelf over here from Pacers. Like
Pacers is
certain
helping keeping my ears warm.
this is probably from him. I'm pretty sure this little thing of gold was from Pacers.
Nice.
It's over here.
Very
My
cool.
tonberry's guarding it. It's part of my decor. I've got a little bit of something from everybody up here that I care about.
Yeah, thank you everyone for tuning in, all you guys' support and just being here, being part of the conversation. Even if you're not in the chat talking, just being here and showing face is what we all care about. Is helping you grow. You'll see how it'll help you grow.
Just being here makes such a huge difference in other
100%.
people's lives, in ours and everyone that's here, and everybody that comes here after the show and watches afterwards. You're
100%.
just these comments that they were able to we're pulling from it. You're becoming a part of the show with us.
Very, very.
And
true.
even like when you're not doing your best, like you might feel like you want to just withdraw and stuff like that. Like we see it in the morning at tea. You know, there's people that they show up and then they stop showing up and then they're not, and then they're posting depressing stuff, and it's just like you need to keep showing up, because you're showing up for yourself. Even if you're not commenting, it just being around the positivity should help bring you up. We can't do it all alone. And to have a group of people that you see and being positive and being kind to one another on a regular basis, I think is uplifting. I mean, when I first started at T, like when my first, I don't know how many episodes, I wasn't like a real troll or anything, but I was like, yeah, what is this? And then it took a few episodes to really start listening, and then then you're absorbed. And then,
man, you become part of the mycelium of it all for sure. 100%.
I was like the Grinch those first few weeks, and suddenly my Grinch heart grew 2 sizes that day.
Yeah.
Honestly, to be impeccable, I still have days like that where I'm just like not feeling it, and I have to step back and just like watch from a distance. I'm a human being. Yeah, man, I'm still growing up. I'm still trying to learn. Like I'm not a perfect human being. I have bad days.
I have a hard time waking up and getting moving on time, getting up to tea, even though I'm there like every morning, right after Bill D and right after Derek. But it's so hard sometimes because I'm just, I'm up late, and at 6:30 in the morning is when I got to get up, and that only gives me a half hour to make my coffee and my morning constitutional and all that. But it's worth it though. It's
100%.
If I wasn't getting benefit from it, I probably would have left a long time ago. But I love the T Crew, and the T Crew means so much to me. And
it's become my life. I don't know if it's weird.
This is an extension of the T Crew to me.
Such a short part of the day, right?
Yeah.
It's the best way to start your day.
Yeah, and we mentioned that a few times, and 100%. Yeah. I think you're the one to say that exact words last time, 100%, because it's so true. It's a great way to start your day on a positive note.
I'd also like to call out like 3 more people that have made such a tremendous influence on my life since meeting the T Crew. And I'd say that like after Pops, these are the people that kind of were like the next in line that really, really, I kind of imprinted on them in a way. And that's Mike and Kim and Deborah Pearl. And they have been such a tremendous influence on my life, and they've showed me so much kindness and help, and they have been the biggest helpers since before the first T Crew, like since the first Rocky Mountain Mush Fest. That's when I first met Mike and Kim, was at the first Rocky Mountain Mush Fest. It was very, very small, but they made such a huge impact on me in that first time I met them, that I knew that I had to become the Pops of Colorado. Be careful what you wish for.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh my God, be careful what you wish for. Yeah, I did say those words long time ago, and it's weird how true it became. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but like, it's weird.
True manifestation.
Where people put you on a pedestal like that, and you're just a
100%.
nobody. I'm not saying Pops is a nobody, but like, I'm just, we're just people, we're just guys, I
always say though, it's not your responsibility to decide what people think of you, and that means good and bad.
Yeah.
And so if somebody thinks that you're stupid, you should ignore it. Well, if somebody thinks that you're good, you should ignore that too, because you know who you really are. You're not God. Let them be God to them if they want to interpret you that way, because that's their benefit. They inspire them. It's the thing about comparison we talked about.
As long as you don't have illusions of grandeur or something like that.
100%.
Yeah, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you
I
got
was
it.
going
It's
to say
okay.
your happiness shouldn't be hinged on other people's opinions, because then you're setting yourself up to
100%.
fail. So
Yeah,
I
you
mean, if
shouldn't
you
need people to
think
validate your
you're doing
feelings.
you're doing the right thing and you feel like you're practicing in love, and kindness, then if someone doesn't like that, that's a them problem. That's not your people. And like I said before,
Doesn't take it
everybody
personal.
clapping for you isn't happy for you. So you
Yeah.
got to be with the people that are happy for you, and the people that want to show kindness and exchange, and not with expectations, but when you're around people, you want to be around people that are have similar values to you and like you. So surround yourself with positive people and you'll become positive. Just like you surround yourself
100%.
with drug addicts, you're going to become a drug addict. Or poor people, you're not going to take financial advice really from people that have less money from you. Or people that don't work out, you're not going to ask them about going to the gym and stuff.
Yeah, man.
So it's you kind of become who you hang around. So surround yourself with positive people and you'll rise.
Definitely. You got a lot of good comments in here, Derek.
Okay.
Mark, Pacers, they're all giving you props about how kind you are. 100%.
I love those
I always
guys.
like to think of the Rick quote that I was telling you guys about on, I think, the last episode, maybe, about how he says that, go ahead and boo me because I see people cheer for. You really just have to be yourself, man. You don't need people to validate your feelings because they have things that they do that, we're all hypocrites. Human beings
Mhm.
are hypocrites we have hypocritical tendencies by nature. He helps you in a lot of the positivity. That's what we're trying to spread here. These are the ideas. The way you hear me talking and the ideas that you hear me speaking about, I'm sure it's the same with Nerdy and Derek. I've been this way since I was a kid, talking about people and trying to get people to understand what I was saying, but they weren't grasping it because I come from a really narrow-minded area of people. Nobody wanted to talk about big things, so this is an opportunity for me to get it all out and let people hear it. Just before we get into the community helping here, feels kind, helping me feel kindness and get out of my shell. 100%. That's what we're trying to do, Sam. Because it's just like being at a table at family at Thanksgiving. Like, us all. It's family. Over at Tea is a great space where growth is actually encouraged. Yep. Yep. Again, because there's so much crap on the internet trying to divide us instead of put us together. No matter what you believe in, what you feel, what you think, as long as you're trying to be nice and kind to people.
Yeah.
Take that headset. Somebody was giving you props about that lamp in the back too. I forget who it was.
Get my uranium marbles out.
But yeah, one more thing just before we get into the can here, I want to just say that speaking on impeccability, because there's always a way to speak about not gossip, not talk negatively about people, but just like Derek's doing good, Derek never asks for praise. So when Derek brings it up and talks about him doing good, he's just doing it out of the kindness of your heart. And the thing about being impeccable is to not talk negatively or spread gossip, but to talk good about the things that you're doing is never a bad thing. And you should speak about the things that you're doing in your community, as long as you're not using it to get clout or, attention from people. That's where the negative thing comes in. And you're the one who has to keep your own ego in check. You do want people to bring it up before you do, but you also want to be the one to be like, I'm a good person and I do good things, because it's speaking highly about yourself, being impeccable with your word, because you're doing the things that you're saying you're doing. It's what it means to be impeccable. It's really important.
I think it like we were talking about the last episode. If you speak about positivity or you're doing positive, it's going to attract more positivity. So that will
Your vibe attracts your tribe.
yeah, it'll help you grow more positivity. You
I
speaking
promise you, if
into
you do what
dispel.
Derek said and put yourself around good people and good things, your life will change 100%. It's worth a try. Nothing changes if nothing changes. And if your life's in shambles, all you can do is just try something different. Put yourself around more positive people. Get away from people who are negative things. So much good in the world. The world's beautiful. It's full of all sorts of stuff. There's a huge world out there, bigger than you think it is. I always tell people just to think about all the different landscapes and types of different versatilities of people that you could think of. You're not even close to what's really out there. There's so many different groups of people with different backgrounds and cultures and different places of the world that you wouldn't even be able to comprehend what they look like that exist here on the face of this earth alone. Whole world for us to explore of ideas and stuff. I love everyone that's in the chat giving us props and stuff. You guys support. We love all
Thank
y'all.
you.
You're really great community. This is a great start of a community. We want you guys to find your friends who are like-minded and like this kind of stuff and invite them in, because we want to build a big, huge family up. If we could have a freaking huge Harry Potter freaking town of like, everyone. That would be really great. Like just crazy like witches and wizards and weirdos of the world. I love that idea. Or Nerdy said it very great. Build a Marvel team of just
Hey,
superheroes.
you already
I
got
call them
Dobby.
its.
You got
We have
Dobby
it, we
right
don't.
here. So
We go. Let's do it.
Even people that you know that aren't doing good, you can invite them too, and then you watch them grow,
Yeah.
watch them improve. Like
Yes.
Pops has told us stories about people in his life and stuff that aren't doing well, and I'm in the comments saying, send them a 4 Agreements book, anonymously,
Tell them learn to
just
practice.
maybe
More simple
they'll
things.
read that and then something will change. I mean, because he shares a lot of like real life experiences and stuff. So they're
Yeah.
not always, he's honest and shows us the good and the bad. In the bad, I'm like, hey, send them a 4 Agreements.
That happened with Nerdy.
invite
Nerdy was
them to
exposed
change.
to it at first, and then later on, it found him back in his life whenever he needed it. Sometimes you could be the one to plant that seed, and it might not be the thing that sticks then, but later on, they'll hear these agreements and be like, hey, somebody was telling me about those 4 Agreements. And they give it
Right.
an open minded perspective because you weren't trying to shove it down their throat. And then once you do that, you lead them to enlightenment, lead them out of the cave. We talked about this in the analogy of the cave, or you're a torchbearer
Yeah.
going through the trench, or it's all these different analogies. Going through the matrix, going through the rabbit hole, whatever you want to call it. It's a beautiful concept. Nerdy, why don't you pull out your jar, or your can rather?
yeah. So